everybody, and welcome to my channel. This is Leslie. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am back with another layout for Thrifty Thursday with me and Becky, and I will leave a link down below for Becky's a video, and I'm sure she's got a stunner again this week, full of inspiration for you guys. And our challenge was to use colored cardstock, dies, and eyelets this week. So I thought I could make something to do with a rainbow with colored cardstock. I mean, that is my go-to. If I don't know or if I struggle to do something, then I just do rainbow. So I'm going to cut out this word love just straight out of the white cardstock, and I didn't even, this is all wonky, this is not, the letters aren't the same size, they're a bit skew, but that just adds to the whole nature of the layout, and I really like it that way because it really looks homemade, and it's not perfect, and scrapbooking isn't supposed to be totally perfect, is it? So I am going to be using the Simple Stories Dream Big collection again today, and it's something I've been using a lot lately, and I love the whimsical rainbow motif that it's got, and the little flowers that I'm fussy cutting and all of that, and I also love all the bright colors. Now this layout is going to look very bright, although it is not that bright in real life. I'm not sure if it's my lighting. It is obviously my lighting, but it looks like Lumo, but it's not Lumo. So the end photos are going to look really bright, but they're not really that bright. So I was thinking of backing this word love with my colored cardstock, and that's just colored cardstock I pulled from my stash. I've got a rack here that's just got some random colors in, and I've got most of the rainbow colors. I just don't have all the different hues. So I don't have like yellow, light yellow, lighter yellow, the lightest yellow, darker yellow. So you know, and that is, I think that would have made a difference if my colors were a bit lighter, more pastel. But I had to choose from what I had in my stash, and because this is a stash series, we are going back into our craft rooms and searching for things to use that we won't use otherwise, hey? And we are here to give you ideas on how to use. And I used how many? 6 cardstocks, and which I wouldn't have used on anything else really other than this. So I'm very proud of myself for using so much cardstock. I think it turned out great, and I think it looks fantastic in the end, and it's gonna look awesome in my daughter's baby album. So I thought of then maybe layering them a bit wonky, but that looks a bit 90s to me, and I wasn't going for the whole 90s look. So I am going to be ripping them in half and layering them, the first one on top of the next one, and then I'm going to be ruffling up the edges, and it's going to be a very, very textured, and I'm going to have to really play with the overlay, the word love, that I'm going to overlay over this. And Lucy is supposed to be sleeping, so she is just talking, and she's talking herself to sleep. So if you hear a little baby in the background, that is Lucy having a talk with herself. So here is my final product. Doesn't that looks amazing? I love that. I wish we could get papers like that, that's got the physical ruffled up bits. I know it's probably impossible, but or just the effect it gives. I love that. Anyway, so I'm going to be popping up my whole overlay up on some craft foam. See, I keep on saying foam adhesive. technically it is probably foam adhesive. It's the same thing, but this is just craft foam. So I tried to flatten the bits as much as I could that's going to be hidden behind the overlay, and try to ruffle up the edges that's going to be popping through the letters, so that it's not so difficult to stick this thing down. I mean, I was sitting there for a good couple of minutes just with my hands pressing down on it, because it just wouldn't go down, and I was sticking on more glue and then adding a little bit here and a little bit there, and so on, and you can see that the entire layout is slightly towards the right. I didn't plan it that way, that just is that way, and I'm going to leave it that way. I'm not going to change it. I don't think it needs to be changed. It is fine the way it is. So these little die cuts, they are from an Alter New set, and the set is called Rose Flurries, and I'm not going to be cutting out the roses. I'm just going to be using the die cuts, the set for the leaves, and I'm going to be using some lighter cardstock for the main part of the leaf, and then some darker green cardstock for the shadows in the leaf and the detailing in the leaf. So I've got my Cuttlebug there, and I'm just going to be rolling through. My Cuttlebug is working, but I'm sure something else can work a bit better. It's not cutting as, I don't know, sometimes I have to sort of cut the little bits loose. So I'm not sure what's going in there. Should I just stick another piece of paper in between the two different plates just to give it a little bit more traction, if I can call it that? So I'm not sure what's going on with my Cuttlebug. It is a number of years old, but it's not that old that I should be thinking of replacing it. So that is the gist of the story. So as you can see, I've now got more of those little leaves, and I have to admit, I made another layout for this week, and it took me hours, and then afterwards I was like, no, I don't like it. It was just too busy. There were too many flowers on it. The photo didn't look well in it because of the coloring of the photo. It was a bit of a yellow coloring because it's an older photo, and I just did not. So I tore some of those little leaves off the previous, and you see, there you go. There's the layout that I am ripping up, and it is fine. I mean, I'm sure I could have used it, but I would have been uncomfortable with it, and I think I'm a lot more comfortable with this layout. I am a lot more confident, I think, with putting this layout up, and yeah, I don't know why that the other layout didn't quite do it for me. I don't know why. Anyway, so the photo that I'm going to be using is of my daughter Emma. She must have been like a month old or something, and what I used to do during the day is I used to wrap her up tightly, because she was born in August, and in South Africa August is still quite a cold month, so September is the start of spring, and that must have been September, so it's cool during the day still, and I'd wrap her up in this really nice little fleecy blanket and come put her on the couch with me, and we would just sit there and have, I would watch my shows and do all the things with her that I needed to do, and you know how having a newborn is. Everybody always asks you, but what do you do all day? And then you can't really tell them what you've done all day, but I mean, you haven't even had a chance to take a shower. And I know I'm not the only mother that says so. I remember with my first child, it would be like the whole day I would just be totally and utterly consumed with this baby. And then when my husband came home, I hadn't, I would be, you know, I would give my child to my husband immediately, and I'd say, listen, can I just quickly have a shower? And now having 4 kids, you can't imagine, you know, what did I do? But I know I was busy, and I know I was consumed with this little child. And anyway, so yes, I was always busy with her on the couch and watching her sleep. And this is just one of those times where I took a photo of her. She was just waking up and just staring ahead with her little hand by her head. So that's the photo that I'm going to be using. And I could have gone back into my archives, and I could have got the photo out, and I could have edited it again and printed it out again. But I thought to myself, no, you know, I don't want every photo to be a photoshopped gallery ready photo. That's not life. And that's not a reflection of my life. That's not a reflection, I think, of anybody's life. I like it when I see people scrapping older photos that are a bit yellowy tinged, or photos that are very random and not these perfectly modeled photos. And it's great if you have them. I mean, I sure don't have them. I don't have time to sit and take photos and things. But, you know, I have the odd, my cousins took photos of our family last year, and the previous year we did a family shoot when Lucy was born. So those are the nicest photos that we've ever had, and those are the only nice photos we have. The rest are like this, just candid family photos. So I think, you know, that's life. That's how it is. You shouldn't, you know, think, oh, I should actually do something to this photo, edit the hell out of this photo and put it up. No, just take it the way it is. That's life. That is also a reflection of the time that you were in. Isn't that about scrapbooking as well? So let me get back to the layout. Off my rant. You'll see that I sort of color on color embellished the little words from the sticker sheet from that Dream Big collection onto my cardstock that I rainbow ordered. And I love the effect that gives. And it's so much interest when you look at every letter. There's a couple of little words in there that you can read, and they're all cute words like smile, happy, magic, this is magical, magic happens, beautiful, be unique, and so on. So this is for this layout. Please leave us some suggestions on what you think we could experiment with in the next couple of videos down in the comment section. I'll leave a link to Becky's video, and I will see you again next week. Bye.